In this video, I will quickly show you different ways of navigating in the scene, in Blender scene, specifically walk and fly navigation. These ways of navigation are especially useful when you have big scenes like these, where you cannot rely on default navigation, like orbiting around an object or panning and zooming. So let me show you how to walk and fly around the scene, especially when the scene is so big. Sometimes if you want to go from one point to another in a big scene like this, it's not very accurate and not easy. Of course, you can select one object, one tree, for example, like here, and press numpad period, go closer to it, walk around, just orbit around it, focus on it, right? But now if you want to go to a different place, it can be a kind of cumbersome experience, not very easy. So we have a walk and fly navigation. So come here to view, navigation, and here we have, first let's look at walk navigation. As soon as you click on that, you are now in using walk navigation. You can just move around your cursor and you look around. Just like a game, in a game you press W, A, S, D and Q and E keys to move forwards, backwards, side, up and down. For example, W is forward, S is backward, D to the right, A to the left, and also you can press E to go up, Q to go down, just like in games. If you want to speed up, you can, while holding down one of these control keys, you can scroll up or forward to increase speed, scroll backwards to that kind of slow down, right? And also you can temporarily speed up by holding down shift, like so, or you can temporarily slow down when you're moving by holding down alt. Actually, you can see all these shortcuts at the bottom of the screen. In the status bar, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, you have all those shortcuts. One more thing, when you are satisfied with the new position here, for example, just left click to stay here or right click to go back to where you started. Another thing that can be very useful is you can point at one location and just press spacebar to quickly go there or teleport there. For example, you can point at this car and press spacebar to go quickly next to this car. So yeah, this is very handy at in some cases, right? But if you just point at emptiness, it doesn't work because Blender doesn't know where you want to go. And also the last thing I would like to tell you is the gravity option. You press tab to turn on gravity. Now you are just you are physically on the ground. If you go over this car, as you can see, you just walk on top of this car. It's just like so, yeah. But if you turn on gravity where there is no ground, like here, you just fall into the emptiness, fall down forever. So that's not the best thing to do, I think. Now let's look at fly navigation. It's quite similar, but sometimes it is better than walk navigation, but I found walk navigation to be more accurate. Fly navigation is just flying. One big difference between fly navigation and walk navigation, you don't have to hold down any key. You just press one key and you just fly into that direction. You just turn your cursor or move your mouse to go back and forth towards where you're pointing. Sometimes it can be quite tricky to control it, but you can always press Z to lock on the Z axis, and you can press X to lock on the X axis. I mean, you just keep horizontal when you're moving. So you can slow down, you can reverse by scrolling backwards, or when you're moving you can slow down by scrolling backwards or speed up by scrolling forwards. As I said, you can speed up when you're moving forwards, you can speed up by scrolling forwards, And when you're moving backwards, by the way, you can just reverse the direction by just scrolling backwards. When you're moving forwards, you can scroll backwards to move backwards and scroll more to speed up. This is very handy. And as always, you can see the shortcuts at the bottom of the screen in the status bar. You can activate these navigation modes by pressing Shift plus tilde key. But when I press this, I activated walk. But how do I activate fly navigation? You know, to activate fly navigation, you need to specify that from here in preferences. In navigation, you can turn on default navigation like walk or fly. If you turn on fly, when you press Shift plus tilde, you turn on fly navigation. Another thing which is very useful is to control the camera by walking or flying. For example, you can just create a camera, Shift A, camera, and you can bring the camera to the view by pressing Control plus Alt plus 0. And now the camera is where I was looking from. So press 0 to look from the camera and Shift plus tilde to activate, for example, walk navigation. But as you can see, I'm moving the camera with me. The camera is moving with me, right? So yeah, you can put the camera wherever you want. And also another very cool thing that you can do is to animate the camera just like that. For example, press I to give a keyframe to location and rotation. By the way, there is an animation section in our course where you can learn all the ways that you can animate things in Blender. And when I have my first keyframe, I can turn on this auto keyframing option to record all the movement. In order for this to work, I need to play the animation and then activate walk or fly navigation and just move. It's not very fast because this scene is large and there is animation everywhere, as you can see. So now I animated the camera. It was pretty fast. As you can see, the camera is moving now, just like that. As you can see, the camera. Of course, this wasn't the best scene to move the camera like that because I moved the camera very fast. But you get the idea. You can just animate the camera using this method. So this was everything that I wanted to show you in this video.